Welcome back to Irish Strength Training. So I've got two sessions today. First one being here in the Strongman gym. So I'll be doing my dumbbell press and I'll be doing my axle press. The real flow state sort of moves. So basically what that means is it might be a little bit lighter on the weight, but I want to make it so that I'm like robotic with my reps. Every rep is exactly the same rather than going a little bit heavier and then starting to struggle. I want to ingrain it into my head that every rep happens the exact same way so that your muscle memory comes in and then you don't need to really think about it when you start going that little bit heavier. Welcome back to Irish Strength Training. So today I've got two gym sessions. The first being here in the Strongman gym. I'm going to be doing dumbbell press and I'm going to be doing axle clean and press. Now the idea of the session here is to be in a flow state. What does that mean? Basically it means that I want every rep to be the exact same. I want every rep to have perfect form. So I'll be doing a little bit lighter weight and I want to ingrain into my head every single muscle group working as they should. So that when I do go that bit heavier, the muscle memory is there. I don't need to think about it. The body is naturally going to go into the correct technique. So it's not a long session here in the Strongman gym this morning. An hour and a half will be the maximum. And the idea behind that is I don't want fatigue popping in to drive down my technique. I want my technique to be perfect every rep. Once I've done this, I will go home, have a bit of food, and then head into the other gym. And that's where I'll do my leg day. So I'll do squats, leg press, a few other bits and pieces. So starting off with dumbbell press, doing a little bit of a different training method today. So have a look, see if it works for your own training, because you do want to switch it up from just doing linear programs all the time. So linear programs, I mean doing 5x5 and just going up in the weights or trying to go up in the weights all the time. That is fine, that's great way to start off or even intermediate, but once you get to a certain level you need to challenge your body in different ways. So that's what I'm doing today. So for this today I'm going to be doing a clean to the shoulder, doing a dip, holding that for 3 seconds, then driving into a push press, drop it down, do another clean, 2 strict press, and then 1 final push press, and that counts as 1 rep. I'm going to be doing that 5 times. Obviously I'm doing it on both sides. So weight wise here, you're probably doing 50 to 60% really. Start off with the 50% for your first rep, see how you get on. So I'm still on a warm up weight, but I'm just going to go through that routine because that is 1 rep, all of that move. So and that's 1 rep. So I'm going to do that on the other side, and then I'm going to get up to my working sets, my working weight, and then I'll do 5 sets of that. So it's not a hugely long session today. Like I said, it's more for a technique, really working all the different parts of the move. So being a little bit of a lighter weight, you would sort of expect, oh, this is going to be easy. It is not. So definitely try this with your dumbbell press training, see how you get on with it. But with the monster dumbbell, because it's so big and bulky, it can push you a little bit out of position, so that dumbbell is trying to roll off your back a little bit, which means that on that strict press movement, it is very tough to generate power if you're a little bit out of position. So you really have to pull it in towards the center of your body, have it as close to the center line as you can, and that gives you the best chance to actually press it over the head. So that dumbbell strict press, still a little bit of a tricky one for me. Really feel like that dumbbell is just trying to pull away from me, so it's very difficult to get into position. It's one thing I am working on, so just in case anyone's looking, going, oh, he's a little bit far out or whatever else, I am still working on the technique with that. You'll never stop working on technique, no matter how long you do any of these sports. If you stop working on technique, you may as well give up, because you will never perfect it 100%. You can always do a little bit better. So on to the axle press. So a little bit more of a linear start to the program here. Again, this is week 1 of the program, just in case I didn't mention that. So the weights are a little bit lighter, really pushing on technique here. So today I'm going to be doing 4 sets, 6 reps. I'm going to clean it once, and then press over the head 6 times and then drop it down. So I've got that 4 times. Again, you're working on about 60% of your 1 rep max. So whatever that is for you. It should be fairly manageable, shouldn't be too much of a tricky one for you, but you're really trying to nail down that technique. Like I said with the dumbbell, it's about being robotic with your reps, making sure every rep is the exact same. So treat every rep as if it's a 1 rep max. You want to be perfect with technique every time. So if you need to take a little second to reset yourself at any stage, do that. Make sure your form is perfect. So I'm still on the warm-up weight. I will be wearing my belt, which I normally say to people, don't really use your belt unless you're going 80% plus. Because with my axle clean and press, I do a belt clean, so I bring it above the belt. Like I say, I want every rep to be the exact same, so even on my warm-ups, I would be doing a belt clean. Because there's no point in warming up on a move, getting your brain functioning a certain way, if you're not going to use that way on your working sets. So there's no point in me cleaning it without the belt if in every one of my working sets and every one of my PBs and attempts, I'm going to be using the belt. So you want to be doing the exact same thing, whether you're doing a warm-up or whether you're doing an actual PB. Okay, so my couple of strongman press movements are done. I will be doing some supplementary press movements inside in the other gym along with my leg day. The one exercise that I'm going to go through, because I won't be able to talk too much inside in the gym, is the back squat. My back squat, like I say, this is the first week of an 8-week program, and at the end of the 8 weeks, the idea is to go for a new PB, or hopefully I'll be there. So today's workout is not terribly heavy, 70%, but I'm really focused on intensity and explosive power. It's all about getting focused and driving as much as possible. So I want that ingrained into my head so that it comes naturally. I don't have to think about, well, I need to engage that muscle group or anything like that. It just naturally, so that when I go to the heavier weight, again, it'll just be muscle memory. So I've got 70%. I'm going to be doing 6 sets of 2 reps. So 2 reps each time, about 90 seconds to 2 minutes rest. So 6 sets, 2 reps. Obviously, I build up, I do a bit my warm-ups, etc. You'll all know this, I don't need to say it. Make sure you warm up in stages, and then when you get to your working sets, when you get to that 70%, that's when your working sets start. So that's when the 6 sets actually start. Okay, so that was a tough session today, or 2 sessions. So I'm lucky at the moment where I can do 2 sessions. It's tough. hence why the weights are a little bit lighter. It shouldn't hit the central nervous system too hard, so overtraining shouldn't be a problem. Like today, it was very, very tough. It was long. I don't think I went beyond 70% in any of the exercises. So yeah, it's not putting a huge amount of strain on the central nervous system, and that's the key to getting the right balance with your training, is don't overload your central nervous system. It's okay to train more than what you'd sort of, the 3 or 4 times a week, but you have to balance that with the heavy training. So you can't go heavy every day or every session. So yeah, pretty happy with today's workout. Exhausted, gonna go home, get some food into me, and relax for the evening. I think I've earned it now at this stage. So thanks very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.